And we're live. Let me
Sweet.
go give a link real quick.
These lives have been good, man. You've gotten some good folks on.
Yeah, I'm just grateful for all the talent that's willing to talk to everybody. Because let me tell you, there's not enough knowledge about pressure washing in my brain to talk an hour 2 times a week. I mean, I
Boy,
can
you
talk
are kidding,
about
man.
stuff, but
Dude, like I used to be, well, still am, audio world. Like I do pro audio sometimes. It's like my other like fun hobby or whatever. And I was into it a couple years and thought I knew something. And I talked to a guy. His name was Topper. First name was Topper Soden. And this guy's written like EQ theorems and all this stuff. And I'll never forget talking to him. It changed my life because I was talking to him and he just was like, it was like listening to Spanish. Like it's like you can understand like every third word. Like yeah, the guy was just a complete genius. And so he's forgotten more about audio than I'll ever learn. So I know what you're saying when it comes to getting good guys, or that you can talk to and bounce stuff off of in an industry.
yeah. What's up, Zach? What's up, Josh? I had a guy message me today, and like he almost made me spit my drink out. He was like, "Hey, so I hear you're a pressure washing guru," and I was like, "No, that's
Wrong
false." Like, I don't know who you think you should have messaged, but
Yeah.
it might be AC or Jamie Smith or somebody that's been around for a minute. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
9 months, 9 months in business. He's like, oh, you've been in business as long as me. I'm like, exactly. Like,
Wow. Yeah,
I had a good laugh.
it's funny that I can only kind of sort of claim that with window cleaning, but even the washing, man, I'm still, again, done it for a long time, but these guys that have been out there, the Andy Vickers, the guys that have been out there for decades, doing this since the beginning when even Ron, like pressure washers were 1,000 PSI, with no, not even heated water yet. Like those guys that have come up through the 80s, the Jerry McMillans, those guys that those are the true gurus in this business.
Yeah, the old school guys.
Yeah.
The same guy, he was like, I'm thinking about starting a class. And I was like, he's like, why don't you have a class? I'm like, dude, like I published a book on my notes, and like
Right.
it's literally just kind of like it's a push in the right direction for, I feel like, guys getting into the industry where they can like take it as a framework to branch out and study.
Right.
Like I'll tell people, like, it's not all inclusive. There's so much this industry. You can put 1,000-page book out and you still miss stuff.
Sure.
It's just it's a direction point, because I feel like this is a low cost entry industry, so you get a lot of people taking their hand at it, which I think is awesome. Like that's what America's
100%.
founded on. Like take your shot, build your empire, like do it. I will help anybody anytime, and I help guys local to me in Houston all the time. Like I don't care. I feel like
that's a good. I mean, that's a good approach, because I've been in this long enough to know that, and I've done it that way where everybody kind of hates on everybody and nobody works together, and that just doesn't do well for the industry as a whole in your area. And it if anything, it drives your market down. It creates all this competition where everybody's trying to low cut everybody. And especially where I'm at, we're in a smaller rural area. I mean, you get a handful of guys and we're all, trying to cut each other's necks, and it drives the market down for sure.
Yeah, when everybody understands their value. And I think a lot of it is, like, I live in a really big area.
Right.
And it's funny, a while back I posted a video where I had a customer on a 10,000 square foot home. She tried to her assistant tried to undercut me by hiring my window team. She said, "Oh, you pressure wash," and they were like, we'll give you the job if you beat his bid. And that guy was like, no. He picked up the phone and called me. He goes, "Hey, she just tried to get me to undercut you." And I texted her and I was like, "Yeah, we're not submitting a bid." That lady herself, not the assistant, the CEO of this company, called me today. She goes, "Yeah, I'd like a quote." And I pulled up her address and I was like, just on Google Maps, I go, "I've quoted your house." She goes, "Oh, you have?" She goes, "Were you the $6,000 crazy quote?" And I was like, "No." I said, "This is my price." And she goes, "Oh, well, that's double what I paid last time." And I was like, "Well, that's my price." So
Yeah.
I wish you the best. And she's like, well, okay, I appreciate it. When can you do it? And I was like, well, this is my day. And she's like,
Bingo.
okay, I'll get back to you. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to do it. Like, this thing
Yeah.
is terrible. Like, and
Yeah.
this is months ago, and she's like, I've had like 15 people, and they keep sending me these high quotes. I'm like, because everybody knows.
That's good, but that's good
Yeah.
though. That means that the market is good. So I'll tell you, I have to give props to Gerald Vest for starting that whole pricing group for what he does. I mean, he single handedly is driving up the market in his area for roof cleaning. So
Yeah.
he definitely gets it. So no, it's a
That's
lesson
down
to be
here. We
learned.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a lesson to be learned. You know, embrace your competition and work together. And in fact, right now we're doing a getting together a group. I think Nick did it. He kind of kicked it off about getting a group in Austin area. So it's just close enough for me to get involved to help, you know, and do that. Because I will say, of all the areas that are growing in the country, anybody that's taking notes, but Austin and North Dallas, those two areas are just completely, absolutely exploding. So
All of Texas, there's construction from here all the way to Austin.
it's nuts. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. The entire highway's under construction. Now, luckily, it's not shut down, but like,
Yeah.
just they're adding on, and I'm like, what we know? It's like NASCAR. We need 8 lanes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Justin, I did talk to your brother. He called me today, and so this is my opinion. A lot of guys, and I was like this at the beginning. When you're submitting a commercial bid, here's my advice: do your math, submit your bid, and don't stress about it. Just send it. I was like, because you'll invest all this time and energy in these commercial bids, and you'll just get wrapped around the axle, and then they won't even look at it. They're going to look at the price. So here's the deal: like, if you send them a price that's competitive, they'll come back and ask you questions if you miss something, or they want scope of work details. Like, they will re-engage with you. But like, don't spend hours and hours and hours on a giant commercial bid, because you're just going to be like over invested in it, and then it doesn't happen. Especially if it's something like a $40,000 or $50,000 job. I'm not saying like lowball it. Like, I'm just saying, like, put your quote together, do your math, like, check all your spelling, like, do your due diligence, because it's important, and then just let it go.
for sure.
So we're going to talk about the UAMCC. That's one of the things. I've got guys asking me about it, and I was like, look, it's a safety and environmental organization, and I was like, it's also a great way to network in our industry. Like, and if you don't think networking in this industry matters, well, you know, in October, no one knew who I was, and I hadn't published a book.
It's a good point.
So networking is awesome. Not necessarily what it can do for you personally, but like, the fact that I like to network has let me meet a lot of really cool people. Like, I met you at the Watchmart event.
Right.
Like,
right.
You and your wife, you guys were awesome.
Thanks, man.
You still have the water key you gave us in the truck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I remember walking off thinking to myself, this dude's got a truck like that and he ain't got a water key. Yeah. Like, I was
we
like,
hadn't done anything. We had barely watched anything.
Great.
We've watched residential only exclusively at that point.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. But you know, you're so right, man. I mean, the the orgs, the whole org opportunity in our industry in general, between us and there's others, but there's so much opportunity with the networking. I'm another. I think anybody, if you were to ask them that has been involved in orgs in the past, they that is probably one of their number one, if not their. I would say it's hands down the number one benefit of being a part of an org is the networking and the relationships you build. And that's anything, man. I mean, you think about anything that you're involved in life, the more invested you are into something, and the more people the more people that are smart, the more successful you are in that. And I'll tell you, again, my stories are, I can pick up the phone and call, several UAMCC members in leadership, and I can give them a call and have to drop it. And man, it's hilarious, because I'll ask a question and say, hey, what have you done here? Because a lot of these guys and gals have done this longer than I have when it comes to running the business and in the industry. And the ideas are, it's so funny because it's so good and but so simple. And like for instance, I'll give a perfect example. I talked to Christy about an issue we were having with one of our employees, and said, hey, he's one of our commercial route guys. He does all of our commercial restaurant window cleaning. and said, hey, said, we're having kind of an issue with kind of stay on top of making sure we're following up where he's doing, what he's at. We've got the GPS, different things, but how do you kind of stay on top of what your guys are doing? And she goes, this is real simple, like kind of like the water key situation was like, oh, we just have a Facebook group with, with our guys in it. And they just post a picture when they get there and they post a picture when they leave of the before and after. And I'm like, holy crap. Like that is not that difficult.
Yeah.
Like, and so
or like Marquette can check in. They can check in and check out and upload stuff. Like there's all kinds of, and that's like you have to kind of play with the features.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, it's just one of those things. It's just hilarious how, but again, it's the networking side. And that's why I really love about the UAMCC is, I'm meeting people and networking with people that I probably never would have ran into or even engaged without having a common ground of the organization. And so that's what's been really, 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 really nice about it.
I agree. These interviews, guys were like, "Oh, we love the interviews." And I'm like, "You love the interviews? Like, I'm getting to talk to people." To me, because like all these guys in the industry, to me, like everybody that's long standing in the industry, they're like the legends that when you start, if you like, you start playing Pee Wee football and you see people in the NFL, like that's a legend. That guy's made it. So for me, it's like, yeah, I had a career and that really helped me like get to where I'm at to be like able to function and run a business. There's a lot of stuff I can draw on, but like it's still a brand new to me industry. So getting to talk to all you guys and do interviews with you, every single interview I learned something from. So real quick, Justin's asking, what does the UAMC stand for? Serious question.
United Association of Mobile Contract Cleaners. So it was an association that we wanted to keep, whenever they initially had designed and built the organization, it was somewhat of a broad spectrum. They didn't want it to be just pressure washers or just window cleaners. They wanted to make it a mobile contract cleaner. So that falls underneath pool cleaning. That falls underneath, carpet cleaners. It was a broad spectrum that they wanted kind of a wider net than just your window cleaner, pressure washing type. So yeah, it's a great organization, man. It's got some great history, and it's got a great future too. There's some great things right now working with the organization that is doing well. And so, as being added to the board last year was a big jump for me, just as an individual and just as in the industry. You do window cleaning for, gosh, I started washing windows when I was 13, and so now I'm 42. So almost is that almost 30 years?
It's almost 30 years. Chad Johnson says UAMCC was my first event before I can go all in on my business. It changed my mindset completely worth it. And now I'm a board director.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Yeah. And then Xavier's on here. I'm sure he's got a list of questions.
Yeah. I hate to go on and say that, and I'll never, I try to compare it sometimes to because I was also in the church world for a long time. So I spent 20 years in ministry, part-time for most of it. I was full-time ministry for about 6 years. But, a lot of times, in churches, it's when people come to church, the mentality is like, what can the church do for me? And what we always tried to instill in the people that came to church is like, well, the more you serve, the more you're able to, come and be a part, the more effective the church is. And so what's great about the UAMCC is that the more you put into it, the more you invest as far as your time, your effort, the more you invest into the organization, the more successful the organization is. Without giving away too much, but there's some great things working. One thing that people a lot of times when it comes to these organizations, it's like, because there are perks. Yes, when you join the org, yes, there are perks. There are things that as an organization that benefit you. For instance, you're going to get a national listing, or a listing on the website. You're going to have access to the logo, a recognizable logo, something that whenever you're doing your bids, something that when you're sending your emails for those big $40,000 commercial contracts, it's not just you listed as the owner of your business, but it's a signature line that says, hey, I'm also a member of a national organization, the UAMCC. So to answer Joshua's question there, uamcc.org is where all the information you need to go on there and check that out. But UAMCC it's a great organization, man. And like I said, to kind of give you an idea, it's something that the industry in general. Now, I will say UAMC is a player on a team that is the pressure washing and window cleaning industry. We're not the only guys out there. We're not the only guys on the team, but we are one of the team players. And so there are some guys out there that are currently that are kind of lobbying for things to benefit our industry. And so us as an organization, we want to partner with those guys and continue to help lobby with those things. So it's things like environmental stuff when it comes to water runoff, and educating city ordinances, and educating people and saying, hey, this is what it really means whenever some of our stuff goes to wherever it goes, and educating them on, because a lot of times people, they just think they see water going down the drain and they freak out and they don't realize it's actually not dangerous for it to go into that particular drain. And
right,
so
it matters.
It does. It absolutely matters on what goes where. So anyway, so yeah, UAMC, that's kind of in the quick overview of it. It's a great opportunity for networking. It's a great opportunity for relationships. It gives you somebody you can call. It's a great thing. We've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being a part of it.
Yeah, I feel like that, any organization could be a lot of things, but like anything in life is what you make of it. And so like when you get a bunch of people that are like pushing in the right direction and trying to help the industry and trying to, like environmental protection. I mean, look, like obviously everybody wants to make money, but like our whole goal is to protect property when we clean it, whether it's commercial, whether it's residential. So like, that starts in, understanding what you're using. I mean, like, and properly diluted SH will do like zero harm and still clean a house.
100%.
A roof, different story. Like, even it pretty much, if you got strong enough to clean a roof, you're strong enough to do some damage. So you gotta take your appropriate precautions, and you gotta put it in the right place. It's like, and like, look, like the internet's great, but when there's an organization about safety, it's like, like, hey, this is what we do, and you guys are nonprofit.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're nonprofit. Like, you're not like, if you pay us $1,000, we're going to give you a certificate that says you're safe. It doesn't work like that. Like, the people that want accreditation from you guys need to pass the test, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm like. I think that's a key point for people looking at like the organization, saying like, hey, and hey, fair disclaimer, member of the UAFCC here. So like, I'm not over here like saying, like, hey, this is the organization you need to join or not. But like, pretty much like, if there's an organization out there, like, I really like pressure washing. I love this industry. My favorite thing about it is, really, to be honest with you, was working the truck and working with the customers when I was the one cleaning stuff.
Sure.
And I've kind of transitioned away from that, and that's just part of the business. Like, that's your goal.
What, 2 months ago?
Yes.
Like a month.
Yeah, but I miss it. Like, I miss being the guy that ran the truck every day. Honestly, when it was just Mindy and I, there was the two of us. It was so much like just slower, easier pace, because we worked really well together. It's like you and your wife, you can go out and just crush almost any project. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's true.
Like, and Mindy and I built the truck together. We started washing together, so we worked really well together, and we did everything. And so it was like really fun. And now it's like I'm constantly training people, and it changed things. But like, I feel like if this is your business and like you're in this, you should look into these organizations when you can afford it. Like, you should.
Well, it's good to bring that up, because the UMC in past has been higher than what it is now. I don't know for sure, but I'll say that I would guess that we're at the lowest fee that we've ever been. So it's only $149 to sign up, and that puts you in, gets you the membership, gets you in as part of the paid membership. I will say that right off the bat, I mean, I'll say two things. Number one, that's going to get you into our paid group on UAMCC. So, obviously guys that are involved in the UAMC, all of our board members, our president, vice president, and then of course some of the leadership or directors are very involved with making sure that any sort of our membership has a question. Obviously their priority, we're going to make sure they're taken care of. Number one. Number two, I will say that as a member, people that it's like people in our industry, if they're paying to have their windows cleaned, if they're paying to have their house washed, they're serious about taking care of their home. And so it's the exact same thing when it comes to contractors and joining an organization. Can you get the same information from a group? Sure. Can you get the same information from, whatever, when it comes to some free resource? Maybe you can YouTube it, whatever. But when you're surrounded with a group of guys or guy and gals, contractors that are serious enough about their industry to pay money to be a part of an org that's going to help get them certified, that's going to help, promote their business, like those are the kind of people I want to rub shoulders with. Guys that are serious enough about their business that they're willing to pay $149 to be a part of something and be a part of a brotherhood, if you will, or an organization that's willing to go forward and that's willing to do a lot in their industry. Those are the people I want to be around.
Absolutely. I agree. Like, surrounding yourself with like-minded people will help you dramatically in a lot of ways. People say it all the time. You become who you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with a bunch of motivated, successful people that are always having answers instead of whining about problems. Like, it's going to change your mindset.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So I know that Xavier said he had some questions, and I told you to hit me with them, but you didn't say anything. Xavier, what questions do you have? What can we help you with?
Yeah. Anybody have any questions at all about the org? About any of that, or even if they've got window cleaning questions too, we can go down that road.
Yep.
As well.
While we're waiting for them to post, I know what are we giving away tonight? One of the things is a free membership, right?
Yeah. Let's do a free membership. I did get some permission from Mr. Ron, Mr. Musgraves, to do some closer hats.
Yeah.
So I've got mine. It's a little worn. It's got a little life on it. In fact,
because you got their closing.
Yeah, might need to get another one. But we can get some hats away. Maybe we'll give away 2 hats, and then we'll do some chems as well. Give away some of my favorite chems. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you listed them, and I was like, man, it's like, this is a hard one to not be like, I'm the winner.
I tell you, one of the most underrated chems out there, and I don't think a whole lot of people use it. And it's really not truly effective until you start getting closer to the fall, the cooler weather, which right now we're not experiencing. Which I'll answer his question once I say this first chemical. But the first chem is Agent Green from the Agent Clean Products line. Agent Green, man, is that sucker is a lifesaver. When it starts getting cool and the SH starts getting weak, and man, you mix in some Agent Green, it's a good surfactant, it's a good scent cover, but then it also does increase the potency of your SH. So when things start getting cold, which obviously it doesn't do much here in Texas, of course, sometimes it does.
Yeah. Hey, I grew up here. Don't be saying don't get cold. I've never been as cold as I've been up to the North Pole, and I've been colder in Texas.
That was stupid. But anyway, and nothing would work in that weather. But yes. So anyway, Agent Green is another one. I'm going to give away a gallon of that. So but we'll do that. All right. So some questions here. Let's see. Question 1, suppose an existing pressure wash company wanted to start the window cleaning service. What would be the best way to do so? Great question. Let's see. Wow, this is a long one. Let me start with that one.
Yeah, wow, well, he does a paragraph, so we'll go with the first one and we'll come back.
Okay, I'll let you kind of guide us through that. Yeah. So for the add-on guy, really it's the same kind of across the board. The add-on guy, it's just like when you learn to pressure wash, go out there, start cleaning your windows and that kind of thing. I do recommend going ahead and going to whether it's I do recommend jracenstein.com, which that's kind of a weird spelling, and I have to say it slower so you can write it. We can put it in the comments.
Yeah.
But jracenstein.com. Get you a starter pack. That's what we gave away at the Washmart event last year. It's a traditional kit. I'm a firm believer in learning how to clean windows first. The traditional way, so you kind of get an idea of what that feels like. So that's going to be, it's going to get you a bucket, it's going to get you some squeegees, a scrubber, a scraper, and a couple different things, some steel wool to kind of get you going on what it means to clean a window. And then you just start practicing, watch some YouTube videos. I am going to have some resources here soon that I'll be putting together that I'm working on at the moment. That I will be able to help with that. But as far as getting started, man, it's just go out there and order some decent equipment, which I wish I had it in front of me. The amount, it's a couple $100 to get the starter kit from Jay Racenstein, and you can get going on that. Once you kind of get an idea of what it feels like to clean windows, then you can move towards if you want to add water fed pole. Obviously, that's a little bit more of an investment, but that's another option as well.
Let's go with
what's next.
Go with question number 2.
All right.
I'm sure this would be just add on to an insurance, but what have you seen or personally gone through that didn't cover window cleaning and should also add to the policy?
Let's see. From my experience, the policy covers both of them. Because it's covering basically the same type of thing. The issue that we've always run into, obviously all of us, the 3-story window cleaning, the 3-story thing. You can pressure wash your window clean up to 3 stories. A lot of insurances don't like you walking on roofs. Again, that applies to window cleaning. If you have 2nd-story windows that are up there, you can walk on a roof. So when it comes to the additions to the policy, I would just recommend calling whoever you have your insurance with. Say, hey, we're going to add window cleaning. I would venture to say, I don't know, I can't speak for them, but I would venture to say that it would be a less of a liability to cover window cleaning than it would be pressure washing. So I don't think it would add much, if any, to a policy.
I've talked to people that their quote included window cleaning. It was like very similar to what I paid without that, asking for it.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's much.
Yeah.
We got Ron in the house.
Uh-oh.
The big troublemaker himself.
Yeah. Boss man in the house.
Let's see. Let me go back to this. Oh my gosh, there's 9 parts to this thing. There's 9 questions.
Let's move quick then. Number
Question
3.
Does Texas Pro Wash offer training? If so, what are the details? If not, could be the service layer that you provide. Do you recommend any third-party training? And here we go.
Was that saying they set it up and they just kind of knock them down?
Yeah.
So Texas Pro Wash technically does not offer training at the moment. I'm willing to help. It's not a problem. But we have bought the domain and are going to be starting window cleaning workshop.com. Now, window cleaning workshop will be a company and will be set up that we will travel. We will offer training. So we'll allow guys to come to us. We'll do it 3 ways. We'll allow guys to come to us. We'll do on site. We can do that. We'll also offer workshops at events. So we'll work with some of the industry events and offer workshop there. And then thirdly, we can offer, even at times to come out. If you've got a team, you want us to come to you and we notch out a couple days, we can do the training there. You get some equipment, you get some things, need some help getting it set up, get going. We can do that as well. So stay tuned to the website, windowcleaningworkshop.com, and we will be updating that soon with some of our rates and that kind of thing, what that looks like to have us come and help you clean the windows, help you train you.
So question 4 and question 5 are similar. So he says, let's get to the meat and potatoes. How does one quote for windows be profitable? Is there a simple way to quote? Is there a particular method? How do you quote? Like, is it about how dirty, the size, the height? And then how we set prices square foot and run statistics to find our actual profit margins, what we need to charge for chemicals and overhead expenses, what formula or best percentage would use to be profitable.
Okay. A lot in there. That's a whole that's a whole
hour.
That's a whole workshop right there, just in that one question. But basically, it's like anything else. You want to be able to be able to calculate what your materials are, what your time is, what you want to make on a project. I will say that as far as when it comes to bidding a job now, a going rate for a residential, I'll kind of tell you where we're at for a normal double hung window that has a screen on it. If you're paying us to come to clean the window inside and out, screen, tracks, the whole thing, we're around $15 a window. Now that's on the higher side of the window cleaning thing. A lot of guys start out at $10, $12 a window and then move up from there. But we're outside only, we're at $10 a window. And that's a full professional clean. So that's not just a spray and rinse application. That's after we wash the house, let everything dry. We're going to take the time to actually go back and fine detail clean the window. Another thing about making the money with the window cleaning that I like to promote to wash guys as far as an add-on service is wash season does seem to kind of dry up during the holiday time period. People aren't really washing houses when it starts cooling off. But if you've washed the house and the windows, let's say in March, April, May, well, now 6 months from that time, they might not necessarily need their house washed, but they will need their windows cleaned again on the outside only. So it's a great reoccurring business or reoccurring service that you can schedule more often than the house washing. So that's something that we have seen that a lot of times, man, we might not wash for maybe a couple weeks. We're just crammed with window cleaning. So
tracking your metrics, I feel like in this industry is like, I mean, I don't even worry about at this point because we're so far in the black on everything. Like our job, like once you get your pricing right for your what
right.
your goals are. I mean, the way I have it broken down, Xavier, just to give you an example, is like I know that if I roll a truck out with 2 employees, that truck needs to make $468 a day. But in reality, you know, that truck really only needs to make with no employees. Like for chemicals and gas, that truck needs to make like I think like $68 a day or $100 a day, $108 a day.
Sure.
Like, so your metrics need to include like what you're paying your employees, and then I broke it all down like that. So that's why I don't even really think about it yet. So like anymore because I know that my main truck, on a good day is pulling 2,000 or 3,000, and then on a pretty easy day is pulling 1,000 easy. So it's like doubling my mark. So I don't really go down into the nitty gritty anymore. I'm not saying I don't track the metrics. I just don't worry about it because it takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
Question 6: as we work together to set rates for an industry standard to get away from the $99, it's not. I wanted to say something about that. Like, we're not trying to get away from the $99. Like, look,
Always gonna be there.
everybody's pricing structure is their pricing structure. Yep. Everybody's overhead is different. Everybody's like profit margin is different. Like the way you run your business is your choice. And guys are always like, "Oh, they're threatened by the $99 guy." Like, I do not care. Like, I just don't care. If you tell me you charge $99, I'm gonna be like, "Bro, come here. Let me help you put more money in your pocket." That's what I care about. Like helping you put more money in your pocket. I'm not worried about you hurting the industry because you can't do what I can do at the speed that I can do it. Like, sure, you want to go clean a giant 4,000 square foot house and a pool deck and a driveway for $300, knock yourself out. I'm gonna go clean 4 houses. Like that. That's fine. Like I'm not saying it. Like it's
I'd like to do a whole thing. I'd like to chat sometime if we can. We need to set some. I need to do a YouTube or something on that whole scenario because there will come a time where the $99 guy, you welcome that guy and you welcome all of them because they are taking care of the customers that are not yours. There is a way to separate yourself as a contractor where the customers that are calling the $99 guy, they don't even know you exist. They might know you exist, but they already know from your reviews, from your marketing, from the way you do your uniforms to your trucks. They know they can't afford you from that point forward. They already know that if they can see a customer or a company that's put together well, that they're going to be paying more money for that. And there's customers that look for that and they have no problem paying for extra for great service. And the $99 guy never even enters your clientele. So we need to do something about that sometime. But anyway, next question.
Let's see, what do we have? Let's see. In our industry, it's all about quality of our equipment. Examples: squeegees, refrigeration systems. I mean, you pointed him at Jay Race's sign. I mean, the starter kit. If you wanted to start less than, like, say you want to jump into this and you want like next level equipment. If you weren't going to start at the base level, what were some recommendations you would make?
Yeah, I mean, Jay Race's time. I mean, they've got everything from day one to, I mean, guys like us and ones that are around the world that they're one of the best, when it comes to window cleaning vendors out there. So they can get you anything from and they carry a lot of the popular, a lot of the popular brands. So the only one they don't carry, which, well, I shouldn't say the only one, but one of the few they don't carry that I personally have not used, but our president, UAMCC president, is real big on, is the Reach It line. Reach It does it, and it's a water-fed pole line. But they have a great brush systems. They've got great poles. They've got great purification systems. But yeah, I mean, J Racing, they carry all the Mormon, Unger, Etere, Sorbo. I mean, they carry everybody.
Real quick, he asked about chemicals. He said, or is Dawn the best?
Yeah. So, I guess I can I like to try to relate it back to washers. Do you use, like the super clean from Walmart, or do you use, a professional degreaser? And so I personally do not use Dawn, but I'll say that Steve-O, the window cleaner, who is a very popular window cleaner on Window Cleaning Resource, and I'd say probably the most popular on YouTube. I know at one time he was a big Dawn guy. So it does add a lot of slip. Our guys have gotten away from it because a lot of our commercial stuff, when you do a lot of like direct sunlight, it does tend to leave a little bit of a residue. If you're not able to fan something, you're not able to do that. You do have to do a straight pull. A lot of times it takes a little bit more detailing to make it look good in direct sunlight. I personally use Glass Clean 3. I am going to I've literally used Glass Clean 3 for the last 25 years. So I can't speak on a whole lot of the other chems out there, a lot of the other soaps. Diamond Magic is a good, like hard water scale remover. But if you even wanted to use, even with that, I don't use a lot of chems there. It's either steel wool or scrape, and it's one of those two. But just making sure your windows aren't tempered when you go to start scraping it. But
I appreciate all his questions. He's like my number one question asker on all interviews. So
yeah,
last question, he's like, I have a transportation company. I'm in the fleet industry, so how would I apply quotes, insurance, and overhead expenses? Talking about in regards to washing,
like fleet washing.
Yeah, can you expand on that, Xavier, if you're still with us? And then we've been on 36 minutes. It seems like I'm watching the viewer count. It's like up and down all over the place. So we're gonna give people a chance to win something. I feel like we had mention the September convention. Oh yeah, CETA. There's a big convention in September. It's the PWNA from CETA, right?
Yeah. I really wish I'll be. Hopefully, my wife's not watching this, but no, I would have loved to have gone to that. But it's our 20-year wedding anniversary, so if my butt goes to that, my butt ends up there in New Orleans, then it's 20 years would be it. That'll be
it was a good run. I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah. So. No, that is going to be.
Hey, baby, I'm taking you to the PWNA PETA convention.
Game over.
Yeah,
but we're going to be in Nashville, so we'll be going and hanging out there and have some fun. And but yeah, we'll be, maybe we'll wave on the way by. But yeah, no, it's that's going to be an awesome convention. Yeah, it's going to be huge. I keep wanting to say huge because we're having a huge convention. I will be at that one. But
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, but CETA, no, that's going to be a phenomenal show. They're a great, man. I can't say enough. They're big time, man. They are the organization that, the UAMCC and the PWNA that we're partnering with to help promote their stuff, because they're big time, man. They've got a massive budget, and they're doing really great things for the industry behind the scenes that none of us as contractors even know about. So that's one of the big reasons why I want to push to get more people involved with the UAMCC, is because we are helping, promote CETA, and we're helping them in the industry as well. And so it's all a collective thing. It's all working together to make that happen. But it's definitely, if you can make that show, I'd definitely recommend it. It's going to be a lot of great people there.
I'll be there.
I would be, but
so
priorities.
Let's it's a good priority. Texas Pro Wash needs to stay in business, so you guys have to go on your anniversary. Yeah. So let's give away the UAMCC membership, and then we'll get to the chems. I know that somebody specifically said I would love to be in the UAMCC, and somebody else said he should be in it. I think that we should give it to Travis Hayward.
Let's
I've met Travis. He's a good dude. He also cleans windows, so he's your kind of guy.
Okay, cool. Good.
So, Travis, you're the winner.
Yeah.
You can message Craig directly, or if you have problems finding him, you can message me and I'll get you in touch.
That'll work. Yeah. Welcome, man. That'd be awesome. And anybody else that's interested, like I said, it's at an all-time low as far as the entrance fee right now, or the membership fee. It's very, very, very low. $149 is the cost on it, and that is for if anybody's ever been involved in any sort of other industry as far as joining another organization, they're all at least $300 to $400, and that's on the low end. So this is kind of a once in a lifetime probably opportunity to get in at that kind of a price. So highly recommend getting in there if you can.
Absolutely. So big things coming is we've got 2 major conferences coming, the Huge in August, and then the conference in New Orleans from CETA, the PWNA, in September in New Orleans, which, I mean, first off, it's New Orleans. I don't even know how I'm going to survive a conference, because conferences get rowdy, but a conference in New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah, that's almost like doing a conference in Vegas. Like it's
I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited. Yeah, so
I used to go to the NAM, National Association of Musicians, up in Vegas every year, and god dang, 1 million square feet of vendors, and it was unbelievable. But yeah, it was always real popular the first day, and then as the days went, everybody started trickling in later and later from their nighttime activities. So,
yeah, I got in at 7 a.m. I'm gonna meet you guys for dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know if anybody is going to accompany me to the whole company is going to Huge. I might be solo at the PWNA. We'll see, but like, Lord have mercy, if I'm there unsupervised, I don't even know what's going to happen. Like, I always have somebody wrangling me, and I don't think it's right now. There's no one that said I'm going.
I tell you, I highly recommend anybody that can to go. It's going to be that one is going to be, just as far as just quality goes, man. The guys that are going to be there. I know Ron's going to be there. I know John Tornabini is going to be there. I mean, you got Bojo Shetty. I mean, the whole PWNA, board, all those guys. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity. I really encourage guys, man, if you don't go to these things, make the effort. I know it's going to cost you, a little bit of time away from the truck. You need that time away from the truck, whether you believe it or not. But man, just rubbing shoulders, asking questions, meeting guys, trading cards. Man, you would not believe how great it feels. You're not on an island out here, washing by yourself. Like, there's a whole industry of people that are in the same boat, facing the same issues and the same problems you have going on every day. And it's great to rub shoulders and to talk with those kind of guys. It's awesome. Highly recommended.
Absolutely. The Washboard event was amazing. That was my first ever conference, because 20-year Navy, we didn't do anything like that. But so who we got on here still? Let's give away some of these. Let's give away the closer hats.
Okay. Yeah, we've got 2. So somebody earlier said they wanted one.
Yeah, I think it was Justin said he wanted one.
Okay.
Or was it Josh? Who was it? Justin or Josh? Because if we have 2, I almost feel like it should go to the brothers. But I'm scrolling up to see.
Yeah, let's see.
Josh did. So Josh and Justin.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds good.
This is easy when there's only 10 people on here, and some of them are in the industry. So what are we giving away? It's 4 different gallons of 4 chemicals. I can't remember.
Yeah. What does somebody want? I'll say that.
Yeah.
What are some chemicals that they want? Well, you can do I can do pretty much anything F9 or.
Wait. Yeah, I like it. The smart guys. The cookbook.
Okay, yeah. Let's do a cookbook. That's fine. Done. Yeah, I'll give away a cookbook. Yeah, we can do one of the hardback ones. Yeah,
Let's go with Oh, we got somebody asking for Agent Green. You sold him on it.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, that is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated chems in the game. In my opinion, I think it's people don't really, I think, understand it or realize it, but it's a life changer when it starts getting cold. I literally use it in all of my mix when I'm doing house washes from like as soon as it drops below 70 degrees and it's down into the 50s and 60s. It's in every mix I have because it makes it smell. It's a good scent cover. It's an okay scent cover. It's a good surfactant. It rinses really nice. But man, I'm telling you, it's a game changer when it comes to the SH. It really does help.
Yeah, for real. Let's see. So if we're doing the cookbook, I feel like Justin wanted the hat, so his brother Danny should win the cookbook.
Okay, are you writing these down?
I am. I always write them down. Because
okay, good. Yeah, and then somebody mentioned Groundskeeper. That's an awesome one. That's another industry changer right there. Somebody that Craig, I tell you, that Craig Harrison, man, I can't say enough about that guy. Not only is he a good, he's not only is he a good dude, but man, he's really. I wish I was as smart as he was. I'll put it that way. Smart guy. He's done a great job with his product line for sure.
So let's see. This is so easy when we got somebody asking for. We got one guy that wants to try Agent Green, which 100%. Is Manuel. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down.
All right. 70 degrees is cold, dude. This is Texas. 70 degrees is borderline, my man. You start getting down below at 70, and we start whipping out all kinds of weird stuff. I will say though, I've got a whole new perspective on cold from our deep freeze snowmageddon we had this last year.
Oh, Josh wants to try some EBC.
Yeah, good stuff too.
There we go. I have EBC on the truck.
You know, as crazy as it is, I've never tried it, and it's not because I don't like it. I've tried the Red Raider. You know, it's another non-caustic, non-butyl soap, but Russ out of Southside Equipment over in Kentucky. But I've never tried EBC. Seen great reviews about it. I know it's a great product. I've just never tried it.
I've had EBC on my truck for a year and I've never used it, but I don't do a lot of that stuff right now. Like we're just mainly residential, and with residential concrete, man, I just tell people, I'm like, look, you don't want me to come and charge you for this, so let's just not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it definitely has its place. You know, the only thing I'll tell people that when I was first getting into house washing, something that I didn't kind of plug in my charger here. Something that I wasn't really paying attention to is a lot of guys are like, hey, let's add EBC to your mix, add Red Raider, add a little bit of a degreaser to your mix whenever you're washing. And when you get into stucco and you get into vinyl, you start pulling the oxidation. And whenever you start getting into that, you're like, holy crap. Yeah, this is great for oxidation removal. But if that wasn't the intent, you just created a big mess for yourself. So
we're going to change it up real quick, because look at this. That's being a good dude. Justin said, let someone else get the hat. So Greg Thorne is the other hat winner.
Sounds good.
Now, Justin, you won something. So what we got? Four? Are we giving away four chems? Four winners? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's down. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So, Justin, what chemical do you want?
Yeah, we can do. I think we can even get probably some Gold Assassin, maybe a gallon of that, or which again, one I haven't tried.
I have Gold Assassin on the truck, so I've tried Gold Assassin on some brand new hydraulic fluid on a brand new driveway, but they'd let it sit for 7 days, and it was just like nothing was going to touch it.
Yeah, any of those.
Once I could clean it, I looked at the dude and I said, "Can I use some pressure on this? Because I'm just curious." And he was like, "Yeah." So right on the very end of the driveway, like not on the driveway, but like right on the end, they had some hydraulic fluid on a piece of the brand new pour. I mean, I just hammered it, and I couldn't get anything to change. It's like, yeah. You're pulling this up, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to really start getting into some pretty aggressive chems, and then heat, man. Heat is another one of the most underrated.
Well,
one
it
of
was
the
so
most
soft.
underrated.
It was too new.
Yeah. It comes to heat when it comes to something like that.
So Justin wants to try Gold Assassin.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do a gallon of that too.
We got one more. Who else needs some chemicals?
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think of. I'd like to give away a window cleaning soap. I don't know if there's any window cleaners out there that
clean windows.
Any window cleaners that would be willing to try. I will tell you, like if we do a gallon of the Glass Claim 3, that stuff lasts. I mean, if you're not cleaning windows almost every day, it'll last you nearly a year. I mean, it's forever. Bark's a good one. Bark's another great one.
Josh, I've got you for EBC. Justin, you use Dawn. You want some window cleaning soap instead of Gold Assassin? I clean a ton of windows. You love the soap.
Okay. Have you ever tried
go.
the Glass Claim 3? This is Travis Hayward. Has he ever tried the Glass Claim 3? I bet you not. It's a yeah. Hey, okay. So I will tell you. I'll tell you what, Travis, hit me up later, and we'll walk through some of the what we do. Because I will say something about Dawn. It does have a lot of slip, but it does leave a residue. The thing about window cleaning with Glass Clean 3, he said, "I'll like Xavier. I'll try it. I'll do the window. I'll spray the window cleaner."
Chad Johnson, hook me up with a glass cleaner, Craig.
Yeah. Anyway, you do have to add a slip agent depending on where you're at, the water hardness, you do have to add a little bit of slip, which Titan Laboratories, which is who's the manufacturer for Glass Clean, they do offer a slip additive that you can add to it that make it a little bit better. You just have to they don't make it like one slip fits all kind of thing. They kind of split it up. So I just recommend guys just doing it on their own. They recommend doing it on your own, adding however much slip you need. So we'll talk about that later though. If we want to do that soap.
Yeah, I've got the two closer hats. We got Josh Delgado for that. Greg Thorne, the chemicals. I got Manuel with Agent Green, Josh with EBC, Justin with Gold Assassin, and Travis with Glass Clean 3.
Awesome.
And the cookbook was Danny Hampton.
Sweet.
So I appreciate you guys hopping on. And Craig, what's your ETA for this school, the window cleaning workshop.com?
I want to launch it this off season. So I want to get all of our ducks in a row, get everything set up, and go ahead and launch our first class. It'll be set up similar to like Gerald's class that he does, his roof class. Yeah. Be something very similar to that. I don't even watch my own windows, Craig, when you're available. Laugh out loud.
Trudy goes, I don't even watch my own windows, Craig. When are you available?
That's awesome. It's funny. I don't even watch mine either. You know, whenever we hire a new resi guy, guess whose windows he washes first? He's training at my house and getting those cleaned up.
So I want you to make sure that you obviously, I mean, it's your business. You're gonna let everybody know, but I really would you've been cleaning windows for 30 years. I would venture to say that you know what you're doing, and I've seen you clean them myself at the convention, and you're going to be there again in February, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So your guys are going to, so if anybody's interested in seeing how windows are cleaned, you're going to get to see it firsthand at the convention. So if you're on the fence and you're not sure you want to make the investment, or you're not sure even how to do it, there's going to be a demonstration there. And Craig is definitely the guy you can walk up to and be like, hey man, can I not during the demo, but later be like, can I see this pole? Right there's your opportunity. That's why these events are good in networking. You can meet people, and that's how you can say, hey, like Xavier said, hey, when are you launching this? Well, it's not launched yet, but Craig's we'll help you. That's the same thing. I'll help guys all the time. Can I teach you how to run your company in 2 days? Hell no. Before you buy your equipment, I can show you how to wash a driveway. I can show you how to wash a house. I can show you how to clean a roof. But the key, I think, is that if somebody came to you, they would see a little bit of your technique on how you clean the windows and your equipment. And that's what I like to show people is look, if you can permanently mount your stuff, this is the advantage of not going with a 4 gallon a minute. There's nothing wrong with a 4 gallon a minute, but it's efficient. Right. And to me, it's more about can you permanently mount something? That's like, you need the space and the like dedicated rig to do
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
But I think that's awesome that
Yeah,
you
no, I
willing
mean,
to help people.
the workshop will actually be, we'll definitely do hands-on. I mean, that's the demos we'll do at the shows. That's one of the things I would like to work with, a lot of the guys that put on the shows is doing a quick demo there at the show, but then also either right before or right after the show, doing our workshop right there. So that way you can kind of make one trip and kind of get it all. And then we can actually do it if you got the time. It will be at least a 2-day event. Will be some classroom time, but the most of it's going to be hands on the glass, man. Getting everybody trained on how to clean it and how to work through some things. And we want to make sure we set some people up to be successful and add it on to their wash business or a standalone business.
Yeah, look right here. Travis got a potential massive window cleaning contract on the table, and he wants to be more efficient. Well, there you go.
Yeah, man, for sure. I was telling them before. Me and Heath were talking before we got on. We start a job tomorrow. That is a college university here locally, and it's I don't even know how many panes. It's 13 buildings, and it's a big job. So it's the stadium. It's a football stadium and their student center and nursing facility. It's a big old deal. But we can do everything except for high rise. I don't hang from any ropes. So I keep my feet firmly on the ground, or at least a ladder or a lift. So, but anything from there, we can definitely help.
Awesome. I'm excited for you guys to launch it. I feel like there's a huge desire for people to learn how to do things. Even people that already clean windows, there's a huge desire to either get into it or to do it more efficient. Because when you're more efficient, you can make more money.
Absolutely.
End of the day,
100%. That's like, it. That is the moneymaker in our industry. Is being efficient.
Yeah, and whether what it is, and that's why guys are like, well, why does everybody go up in gallons per minute? It's efficiency.
Oh.
Like, I can clean concrete faster. I can clean a home faster. There's a happy medium. Like, water supply matters, but like efficiency is key. I really appreciate you hopping on here.
Yeah,
I normally would have had a beer with you, but like I said, today was like I could feel it. Like I look red, even though I've got a tan.
Yeah.
It was that day, and like I wore sunscreen, everything. Now I'm like, oof, like it was
Get you that
rough.
liquid IV, man. I'm telling you, that's the it's been a game changer for us. My son takes it whenever he does baseball, and same thing. They keep that stuff in their jugs.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, good stuff.
Liquid IV pack of 16. Guess we're ordering it right now.
Yep.
Free shipping arrives tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, why didn't I get it more? That's actually not bad.
No, it's really not.
Really appreciate your time. I really appreciate that you shared everything with us, especially all the giveaways. Like, dude, like the cookbook, that's huge, and like the membership to UAMCC is amazing. Like,
I wish we the UMCC. I wish people would. I wish it's hard to sell the value in the relationships, and that's what I wish that we could. It's hard to sell without talking to people that have been in it. But I mean, I'm telling you, it's the camaraderie, the information you learn. I mean, Trudy mentioned it earlier. Some of the best friends I've met have been at whether it's conferences, shows, organizations. That's where it's at. That's
what somebody asked me. There's a local guy. He said, "Hey, what do you think about the UAMCC?" I said, "I'm in it." And I said, he goes, "What are you doing it?" And I said, "I haven't done anything, but because I'm busy working my tail off." Right. I was like, but it's one of those things. Like, when I have the time, I'm gonna delve into it. But what's important to me that I can convey, I was like, but the people in it have been amazing to me. But like from the jump, like from the start, like. That's what I can say. It's like the networking of anything. Like, I'm not saying only join the UAMCC.
No.
That's not like you should be as much as your time and budget allows. Yes. You should be plugged into the industry because you'll learn about new things. Again, one little trick can put a lot more money in your pocket.
Game changer.
One relationship can put a serious amount of money in your pocket.
Honestly.
But I appreciate everybody's time and hopping on with us. I know we were all over the place, but hey, that's the best. That's the best part of a live interview, and you get to drink beers. You get to talk about whatever you want.
That's it.
I'm excited to see you in Atlanta.
We'll be there.
Excited to see you in February, where we both will be doing things at the conference.
Hope so.
Yeah, you'll be doing like they asked us to do the soft wash portion,
Good.
and I was like, hey, we need the ladies to do it, and Ron was like, no, I want you to do it, and I was like, okay, fine. How about I
We
just
don't want
talk and the ladies
we
do it?
don't
We
want to
did it.
embarrass all the guys.
We that's hey, do it. You're gonna do it once, do it right. We
Yeah.
launched our first. We've had TikTok account forever, and the girls were like, "Can we make a TikTok video?" And I was like, "Sure, just let me see it first." And then they spent like hours on this thing because they had to like shoot like actual
Right.
like them.
Right.
It was really funny. Like the start of the video is Mindy's coming out of the pool, and she's like, "It's not that kind of video." And then she goes,
Ah,
she goes and she
funny.
shows you how to clean a driveway.
Funny. That's
Yeah, so
TikTok.
everybody was like, "Wait, what's the, like? Hold up, go back to the beginning." It's like, no, no,
That's
no,
funny.
like she's legit. Like shows you how to clean a driveway. It's really funny. That was their
That's
idea.
funny.
It was three ladies, our two employees and our intern. They came up with it. They did the music. They did everything. Wait, somebody said real quick. Let me go back to the comments.
Biggest mistakes in their thought process at the time. Man, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. What have I seen a whole lot? Like, so I went out and I cleaned a house on a Saturday, which I don't normally work weekends, but my best friend and I went out and did it together. And I always check connections when somebody hands me something and say they're good. And I had a shooter tip on it. And
Uh-oh.
it was the 8. And luckily, I like felt it disengage when I pulled the trigger. And the shooter tip,
Yeah, buddy.
it just like arced up onto their front porch roof. And I'm like, oh my god! And it was a metal roof, so we couldn't like slide it off the side.
Right.
So we had to pull out the ladder and get up there and get it off. And it was funny because it like didn't like rock it, like it wasn't it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna break a window or anything, but it was like up. And I'm like, I looked at him and he's like, I swear it was on there. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
the
So they
quick
all
connect says differently.
we have a
That's,
I think everybody has that story. We real quick, I know we got to go, but we were in Austin doing a job. It was in Terrytown, multi-million-dollar homes, and the homeowner was working out in his garage. He had moved his brand new Rolls Royce Wraith, and his Ferrari California edition had moved it out into the driveway, out of the garage, so he could work out. As soon as he finished done working out, they moved him back in. Well, as soon as he moved him back in, we went to wash the driveway, and my helper was there with me, and I said, "Hey, go ahead and go pre-wet that." Or no, yeah, I said, "Go ahead and go pre-wet it." He had put the wrong tip on it. Well, he thought he had put it on there, and it was actually like the 15 degree, the yellow tip, the 15-degree tip, and he took it and he just kind of was checking it, and he pulled the trigger, and it shot straight across like a bullet, straight across that driveway. And I looked at him, and I was like, "Dude, we were like 5 minutes away from like losing like the major ordeal, hitting a Rolls Royce Wraith, brand spanking new, tag still on it,
oh,
with the tip right in the door panel." So anyway, he learned real quick. And that's one of our training deals. Never pointed at a window or the house. Always pointed at the ground whenever you first pulled the trigger.
yeah, dude, all the dodging and stuff, the big mistakes. It's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest thing you can do is mistakes are going to happen.
Oh
But
yeah.
if you're honest with the customer and you truly make an effort to make it right, you won't get 1-star reviews. Like they're not going to ding you because if you bend over backwards and you make it right, like and I look, we've made mistakes. Like we've had growing pains. Like when my very best friend in 21 years got here and we've torn, he tore some stuff up, like and killed some stuff. Like it was always the day, like the one day I got sick and I just could not stay on my feet. I couldn't stay vertical. And I was like, "Are you good to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And it was our very first, like, we had to replace some bushes because he just like sprayed some rose bushes with SH. It was like roof mix. So it was like, yeah, they're new. But I called the lady and I was like, "Hey, I got a landscaper. He's gonna come out there. He's gonna replace everything, and no problem." And she was like, "Oh no, it's cool." I was like, "No, no, it's not. We're gonna do it." She was like, "Okay." And I had a customer the other day. He's like, "Hey, one of my windows is a little hazy on the outside." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird. I rinsed the crap out of it, but I'll come back." And if I can't get it cleaned, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to have my window cleaning team come out and clean your whole house. They're like, whoa, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be unreasonable. And I was like, hey, here's the deal. You paid for 5-star service, and you're going to get it. And if me having to come back out and it can't get the job done, and I like, that's a hassle on your end. You had to contact me. I was like, I'm going to come rent it. And if it doesn't look great and you don't tell me it looks great, I'm just done. That's it. I'm going to call the window cleaners. They're going to clean it.
Yep.
And you're going to get a bonus because I'm not calling them out there for 2 windows. I'm calling them out there to clean the whole house because that's a company that I contract with. And I know the owner, and they always have my back. They flex their schedule all over the place to work with me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you should bend over backwards when you make a mistake. That's called ownership, and that will separate you from other companies. You can gain a customer for life when you do the right thing.
Yes, sir. You said it, man. The reviews are it. That's another huge underrated deal, man. That people don't. And wash driveways for free to get some, just to get a review. That thing will pay big dividends in the future.
All right, for real. We got to run. People are bugging me at the house. I got people in town, so I appreciate it, Craig. It was good talking to you. I look forward to seeing you. We're gonna have a beer at the conference, and probably
good.
That's how it is. We go to have a beer, and then like 20 people come and they want to have beers, and it's like, what happened? I don't know what happened.
That's fine with me. I'm down.
All right, brother. You have a good one.
See ya.
Oh, Craig, real quick, can I put this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I always ask because I want people to be able to watch them, and a lot of guys get busy if they're working late, especially in the summer, and they'll hit them up later.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
No problem. All right, dude, no problem.